Hey guys, welcome back to Hypertora. I've got my loot crate here for, I believe, June, which is really cool. It's a really odd shape to usual. The box feels a lot bigger, or at least a lot taller than it normally does. Normally they're a lot, I think, thinner, maybe slightly wider that way. It's been a little while, been a month since I had my last box, obviously. So it's going to be really interesting to open this up and see what's inside. I can see loads of perforations around the box already, which Loot Crate's been doing more often lately for people to make things out of the boxes, which is a really nice idea. I don't tend to always do that, just because it takes a bit of time to do on camera at the same time as I've got to then take this home, and if I destroy the box to make the thing, then I've not got a box to put stuff back into. But let's open this up anyway and see what's inside. Cool. So that looks pretty cool to start off with there. I can see we got a nice SpiderMan item in there. So I'm loving the Marvel items we get in all these boxes. So I'm going to start off with the SpiderMan Q-Fig. So we've been getting Q-Fig a lot more often lately. I suppose it's the next thing up from the pop figurines we usually get. It looks like it's popped out of the sort of shell it's meant to be in slightly, but it's an upside down hanging Spider-Man web slinger, and from the looks of the back of this, it's meant to be attached to a lamppost, which I think it is. Looking in the box there, I don't know how well you can tell on camera. That's in there. I kind of might try opening this, and I don't usually open the pop figurines up. Q-Figs are a lot easier to deal with, so I will take this one out very quickly because it's not quite sitting very neatly in its case anyway, so I can put that back in properly before I pack it away. That's really cool. So what I love about that is the fact that it's flexible plastic on there, so that actually swings around a lot, bit. So that's really nice, and it's pretty cool seeing that black and white as well. It's a kind of nice old movie style to that. So that's a really nice start. I imagine there's a fair bit of value inside the Q-Figs, just like the pop figurines. So that seems like it's going to be one of our main items. And we have another big item in here as well, another Marvel item from the Hulk. So it says 6-inch bowl, and it says it's a Loot Crate exclusive as well for Loot Crate, which is really nice. It means unless you've got Loot Crate, no one else anywhere else is going to have one of these. So it's a plastic bowl, green on the all the way around, and it's got the Hulk hand printed on the outside with the thumb on there. So I don't know how well you can make it out from there, but it's a pretty nice bowl. A bowl's a bowl. I suppose there's not anything too special about this. It's just nice to have a themed bowl, I suppose. So that's a nice addition to that, and that fits in there perfectly as well, which is really nice. We do have a few other items in here. So we got a DC Comics Loot Crate edition poster collection, the new 52. So there's 40 removable posters. So that's really funky. It's interesting seeing stuff like that. We don't always get many DC comic things in a lot of these boxes sometimes. So it's nice to see a change of things. I am very much a Marvel man mainly, though I used to watch a lot of DC Batman and stuff when I was growing up, more than I do now anyway. So that's a really nice flip book. I don't know why they don't just call it like postcards or something similar. I wouldn't call them posters personally because they're so small. I'd call it more like an art book of some sort. But that's really nice. We have our loot pin, so it's definitely is June. It's Alter Ego in there. So I can now see why we've got Spider-Man. This is obviously possibly one of the alternate versions of Spider-Man. We've got Hulk, which obviously changes between the two different versions, DC versus Marvel. So that makes the kind of alter ego theme fit really nicely. It's a really nice pin as well. It almost looks like Jekyll and Hyde on one side and stuff. My voice is going slightly. So we have our t-shirt up next as well. I'm not too keen on the blue from this t-shirt. I think it's a bit pale. It seems like we got some sort of transformers and stuff on there as well. The print on this doesn't look as good as the quality I normally expect from Loot Crate. I don't know if it's deliberate, but it doesn't look like it's fully printed properly. It kind of looks faded in a few places with the print there, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know whether that's intentional, but it just looks like they've put such a thin layer of sort of whether ink or screening colouring over that, but it's not fully filled that in properly. So that's a little bit of a shame, and I think the colours, it's a nice theory, Transformers in a t-shirt like this, but I think the blue just doesn't really work with this print, for me anyway. Comment down below if you think it's good. Obviously you're going to have different opinions to me. And then finally we've got our booklet here. I know what I forgot to do in the last few months. I forgot to do the keys as well. They started sending these more cryptic key things, so they're really get harder and harder as you go through them. There's a Wedvet one there and a few other tools that looks a little bit like Morse code also, and I think it's themed to go with the month's box. And you can get an extra item. I think last time I did fill this in, you got a badge as the kind of extra bonus item. I wouldn't want the bonus item to be too much more than that, otherwise I feel like I'm paying for a box and then I've got to do something extra to get a thing that I've already paid for in a sense. But yeah, the booklet's just giving us information about all the different items in here. It's also advertised in the rubber boxes, things like Loot Anime, things that I wish I had the money for, which I don't currently get. And obviously from the picture on here, from the t-shirt, it does look like it's not meant to be as faded as it is on that t-shirt. But yeah, that's everything as far as I can tell. It's always good to check this booklet just to make sure you get everything. This box looks like it changes into an Optimus Prime. If you like building that kind of thing. I again, as I said earlier, I don't tend to do that, purely because if I did that all to the boxes and then I kept them, I'd have hundreds of boxes lying around, all different things, and in student accommodation I really just don't have the space for it. I mean, half of the stuff I get I put onto a nice display case, half the other stuff goes into storage for when I leave university and I finally get my own place on my own, which I can actually have more of these things on display. But yeah, that's everything in this box. I'm not going to make that up there, because it would take me far too long to sit and do that on camera. But yeah, I think the key thing's my favourite thing in this box. The pin's pretty cool. I don't know whether some of the things, I know they're large items. I suppose the value is there. These for me are the main items in the box, because the t-shirt's rather disappointing. The print's kind of faded, and this is pretty cool. Though I won't do too much with it compared to me putting these on display and using the bowl. But please do comment down below and let me know what your favourite items from the boxes were, or from this box. Let me know what you didn't like as well. I'm always interested in knowing what you guys think about these boxes. Please do hit the like button down in the bottom corner as well. It really helps out my channel as well. And please do hit the subscribe button down below to see more unboxing videos. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.